Hey, friends. I see a few of you there in the chat already. Thank you so much for being here, Rachel and Ria. We're going to paint some fornication foliage today. Millennial Ross. Now, Hello Starlight has a live going on right now. I didn't know that she was going to be live today whenever I planned this. So, no worries there for anyone watching Hello Starlight's live. Don't feel obligated to come over here. That saying that for the replay too. So I know sometimes we all try to not go live at the same time, but I didn't know when I planned this yesterday that she'd be live today. I was over there watching her until just now. So yeah, friends, we are going to paint some fornication foliage. And even though it is a daytime landscape scene, sometimes I find that it really pops the detail to start out with a black canvas. So that's what we're doing. I've already primed the canvas with black gesso, and then I'm going to, yeah, for sure, Ria. We all try to respect it, but accidents happen. I've already primed the canvas with some black gesso. So, hey, Sam. I'm going to go in with some acrylic and do as much of the fornication foliage acrylic detail as I can before we switch to oils. That way, this one won't take so long to dry, is what they usually do. Hey, Memento Mori, how are you doing? Hope everyone's having a good day. All right. Want to get a little blue sky up here in the top. And then we'll get trees over that. Hey, Stacy the OG, how are you? Hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, fornication foliage. After so many of y'all called it that in our chat, whenever we were going over the crime scene pics, I just can't think of it any other way now. It's fornication foliage. Glad you're doing good, Stacy. Awesome, Memento Mori. Good deal. Hope everyone had a good Halloween. Personally, I was having a low energy that day. I was in bed really early. We don't get trick-or-treaters here in our town. They tend to go to the trunk or treat. That's always disappointing. I love giving candy to the kids, but no one comes by. So when I wasn't feeling good, I was free to go ahead and go to bed early. Get a little more white paint. Hey, Hilda Norway. How are you? Get some clouds in the background because some will show through the fornication foliage, friends. Let's take it a little darker as we get on down because there would be more leaf cover. You get no trick-or-treaters too, Memento, huh? Hey, Jelly. Glad you're doing good, Hilda. Doing okay. Okay is better than not okay, you know? Looks like we're doing an ocean scene, but we're not, friends. Okay, now down at the bottom, we want to start going green. There we go. Oh, thank you so much, Hilda. I appreciate that. That is so sweet. Thank you, Central Troll Stanley. Glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to let this initial acrylic dry. That'll take about maybe 5 minutes and chat with y'all for a little bit while that is going. And then we'll put the trees in. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Hildy. That's very sweet. Sam, you said you don't really get trick-or-treaters in the UK. I've heard it's not so much of a thing there. It's more a US thing. When I lived in St. Louis, Missouri, oh, thank you, Cherokee girl. I appreciate that. It's Monday and you're under an electric blanket. I don't blame you. I got 2 shirts on. Yeah. We are just now getting close to freezing. 1970 drug my great big aloe plants inside for me so they wouldn't freeze. I get it, Hildy. Yeah. Have no choice when you got kids. Thank you, Cherokee girl. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. Memento Mori said Halloween is huge in Japan now. That's cool. When I lived in St. Louis, Missouri, it's one of the few cities that I've lived in or even of small towns that still really has like an old school community Halloween. Like everybody comes out. They have a tradition that is just local of telling a joke. I think I've told about that before. The kids have to tell a joke to get their candy. Hey, art is life. No problem. No problem. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, St. Louis Halloween was really fun. And there's a lot that I really like about where I live now, but it's kind of sad to me that, there's no like big community Halloween. They just mainly go to like trunk or treat businesses and stuff. And I understand that people feel like that's safer and stuff. I agree, Joy. Fear mongering ruined Halloween. I agree completely. Everyone's afraid of getting drugged candy and things like that. And I understand that's a valid fear, but it doesn't seem like it really happens much. It seems to be mostly a hoax. All that sucks hard is life. You get some trick-or-treaters, but people turn the lights out. Hildy says my 8-year-old is Michael Jackson. Oh, I bet that was cute. I bet that was adorable. I got pictures from another one of our subscribers. I haven't seen her here yet in the chat, but her son was a Puss in Boots. It was so adorable. Yeah, it is sad that, fear. We're into fun thing. Mhm. You doing gardening, Stacy, the OG? That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Cherokee Girl says, before I retired in May, I was told people I was going as a government employee. That'll scare a lot of people. There's the brown. Need some black. Gardening equals smoking. Oh, I'm with you now. Sorry. I guess I've been smoking, so a little slow on the uptake. Cherokee Girl, I did new lighting, and I think it's making me look paler. I'm not sick other than I have allergy struggles at the moment. So, yeah, a little warning there if I go into a sneezing fit, friends. Can't have fornication foliage without trees. Hildy says in our street we go between 5 and 7 in the evening, and those that want to gather at the playground, lighting a fire, serve warm toddy, and the kids get to play. How fun! That's awesome. Yeah, in St. Louis, a lot of times parents would be sitting out at houses to give out candy, and one parent in the neighborhood kind of designated to take the kids around. And since everybody was walking, they'd be handing out, jello shots to the parents and have like cold beers for the dads and stuff. 'Cause no one was driving around. They were walking their local neighborhoods. Oh, cool. Memento Mori says, we had a dog costume party at our dog park. So fun. That does sound fun. And Jelly the Best says we have a guy that does hot dogs and hot chocolate. Cool. There was one I missed. Hang on. Artist Life says my husband was Michael Myers and I was Morticia Adams. That's so fun. I love Morticia and Gomez. Hildy says I was in my brother-in-law's grave and lit a candle too. That's awesome. I love it whenever people honor their ancestors at this time as well. Oh, thank you, Susie Q. How sweet. Hey, CJB. Thank you so much, Susie Q. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, 1980 Russ. Get some leaves on those. Hey, weird girl. I just have things as well that are easy for other people that I can't do. But for some reason, trees have always kind of felt kind of natural. I just go with the flow. But my trees end up looking a lot the same. I'm like I can do a good tree, but I'm not great at doing different kinds of good trees. You know what I mean? I got my limitations. So I'm gonna do some acrylic leaves and then we'll really bring them to life whenever I go in with the oils. Because if it's fornication foliage, we gotta have a lot of leaves, friends. Got a little crazy with the green there. I need, yeah, get a little more sky back in between the leaves there on that one. Same, y'all. Hands. I have a hard time with hands. Yeah, memento mori, it is really hard. The best way I found for myself to get better with trees was to go sit outside and try and paint real ones to life. And then by trying to paint real trees to life to their details, it caused me to get a little better. Oh, I think there's a couple of super chats I missed. I'm sorry, friends. Stacy the OG, thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay, now I need some. Thank you, Cherokee girl. Yeah, I think this one was 9.99. Oh, Artist Life. I've actually painted the Northern Lights a few times. I'm not great at it, but I love doing it. If you have my email, email me and I'll show you some of what I've done if you want to talk about it. I mean, you don't have to talk to me about art if you don't want to. Oh, no problem, weird girl. Thank you for being here while you could. I forgot to bring a glass of water in here, friends. Let me go wash these two brushes real quick before they dry up. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, friends. Yeah, Art is Life. My email address is just my channel name, 1980 Millennial Commentates at gmail.com. Send me an email. I'd love to talk about art. Okay. Now, for this to really be fornication foliage, we need a lot of undergrowth, at the bottom of the trees. Because how are they going to be hidden to fornicate otherwise? Rhea, I've heard that. I've heard it's really hard to photograph them. My husband lived in Alaska for several years, and he doesn't have any pictures of the Northern Lights from when he was up there for partly the same reason, and also partly like I think he lived there for 12 years or something like that. So they kind of became normalized to him. Thanks for chatting amongst yourselves whenever I go totally silent, trying to focus on certain details. Oh, I bet it does look cool up there in Norway, Hilda. Gesso black, crystal red, phthalo blue. Yeah. I like starting with a black canvas for Northern Lights. I started with black ones here too. Yeah, the fluidness of them, really, really cool. Hey, 1970. There's my hubby in the comments, y'all. Hey, Jam. Awesome. Do you do oil or acrylics? I'm doing a combo right now. I'm getting my initial details in with acrylics, then we're gonna come in with oil and make them pop. And get some more green. That's cool, jam acrylic. They dry so much faster. Thank you, baby. My hubby just donated memberships to y'all. Having a supportive partner is just one of life's greatest things, y'all. I hope all y'all have that. If you want it, get it. If you do, that kind of thing. Hey, Ari and Malibu Barbie, how y'all doing? Get a little bit more in, and then we'll let this dry, and then I'll come back with the oils. Oh, cool, Hildy. That's awesome. Malibu Barbie says California is warm today. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad you got a membership, Stacy. That's awesome. For anyone new in here, we're painting the fornication foliage. We talked about that a lot while going over the crime scene pics from Gypsy Rose's case file. This was much requested. Let's do the fornication foliage. So we are on it, friends. That's why we got to get lots of ground foliage in here. If they're going to fornicate, we got to have lots of cover in the fornication foliage. Oh my gosh, Hildy has -2 Celsius right now. I can't even imagine. Oh no, artist life left and come back and everything's froze. I hope you can get back to the real screen. I am someone who can't hardly handle any kind of cold, so it's let me check the temperature. Oh crap. Y'all are gonna laugh at me. It was cold this morning. It's 71 outside now, and I'm still in two shirts. This is how far we are with acrylics on our fornication foliage. So let me pump up the fan for a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't affect y'all being able to hear me. And that'll dry in just a few minutes, and then we'll come in with oils. Right, Rhea? 71, poor me. I'm sitting here in a turtleneck and an overshirt. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Rhea, too. The same art is life. Yeah, I get the slightest bit cold, and my husband finds my definition of cold very laughable. Yeah, anytime it's below 70, I'm always telling him, I'm like, I've got to bundle up. I don't want to get frostbite. He's like, okay, do what you got to do. He did Arctic survival training while he was in Alaska, friends. So yeah, he's slept outside at -50 and all this stuff. And I'm over here like I won't sleep outside at 50. I won't hardly go outside at 50. That's right, Joy. She said 72 there and she has on her warm fuzzies. Art is life, it's the same. Malibu Barbie. Bunch of us. And then we have our far north friends here that are living in serious cold. Like, I respect y'all. Respect. Y'all are tough. I'm bad about wanting some windows open year round. I love to have just, fresh natural air flowing through the house. So it'll be like really cold and I'll have the window a little bit open for fresh air and then a space heater nearby. That's right, Rhea. You're on it. 51 today near Cleveland, Ohio. You colder than me, friend. I'm going to move this right in front of the fan for just a minute. It won't take long. Then we can move on with that one. Absolutely, Joy. Definitely. Definitely so. And I appreciate y'all being in here with me today. Like I said earlier, Hello Starlight has a really cool live going on right now. She went over some emails and now they're doing Gypsy Bingo. I didn't know when I scheduled it yesterday that she was going to be live at the same time, or I would have made a different time. But we already had some friends in here waiting. Sorry, y'all. I swallowed wrong. Should have muted myself, friends. I'm not used to that yet. Not quite accustomed to lives. That's how my husband is. Yep, that's what it was, Joy. We occasionally have an actual real cold snap here, and it doesn't happen often. It's maybe once every 10 years or so, it'll get below 0 Fahrenheit and, into the negatives, and, oh, man, my husband gets so happy. Makes me worry about whether or not he's actually happy living in the South. Like, "Are you okay? I didn't realize how much you love this brutal cold." It's always fun. We are about there, just a few spots. I'll go ahead and get out my oils. Just a second here. Well, this one doesn't want to open for me, of course. There we go. This is a deep green that I like to use really thin over lighter greens because it makes them really pop. It'll help bring our fornication foliage to life, friends. You get some yellow for a little brightness. Fornication foliage. Momentum worries that add some male spread across. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Need a little black to darken up some detail in the tree trunks. Some white. I think that'll get us there. Well, let me find my liquid thinner real quick, friends. Just a moment. Here we go. We're about to bring the fornication foliage to life, friends. The few places that are still wet, I'm going to dab off because the paint's just really thick there and doesn't need to be. Okay, with that done, let me give it just another minute. Thank you, Serenity. Joy said put an empty wheelchair in the background. Oh, how funny. If I was better at structural things, I would do that quickly. Yeah, Cherokee Girl was complimenting my wig earlier, Serenity, and she told me that my Timu wig looks better than Jip's $1,800 one, or was it 2000? I don't know. Get a curl going a little wild over here. Gotta keep that Bob Ross intact. So we're millennial Ross in it here, friends. Apparently so, Sam. Thank you, Serenity. Okay, I think we're actually dry now. Yes. Perfect. Hey, Ivona, I'm glad you made it. We're finishing up fornication foliage. Thin out. Hmm, Longer brush. There we go. Doing good, Ivona. Doing good. No problem on being late at all. I'm kind of scrubbing in a thin layer of the deep green, and with it really thin, it kind of brings out the highlights that I've already put in there. Whenever I hold it up close, y'all will be able to see. Makes the fornication foliage look dark enough to fornicate in. Hey, TA Swifty, glad you made it. It's going to be a little bit of time of just scrubbing in this thin layer. Like I said earlier, I'm glad y'all don't mind talking amongst yourself while I just stare at the canvas and do this for a bit. Oh, Hildy, my son is donating Lego and clothes to a boy with a single mother. How awesome. Because, yeah, sometimes I just can't look away while I'm getting this part done. Oh, Joy, I've done actually quite a few Bayou scenes. Email me, 1980 Millennial Commentates. I'll show you some. T.A. Swifty, did you see the Family Feud clip? Yes, that was so funny. They didn't even know who she was. If y'all haven't seen that, friends, I believe Straight Out of Context, Barbara has it on her channel in one of her videos. She has it clipped in there. Okay, let me switch colors here and add some highlights to the sky. Oh yeah, Memento Mori. Um, Love that Wikipedia blocked her from editing her own page. Hey, Amos. Happy little trees indeed. Aw, thank you, Hildy. That's awesome. I'm glad he liked it. Oh, it was a game show called The Floor. Gotcha. It looked Family Feud style. Yeah, T.A. Swifty, right? Definitely, Ria. Okay. Let me get a little white, just a tad of yellow for brightness. That's too much yellow. Let's less yellow. Okay, friends, this was a fast one. Fornication foliage don't take long. Hey, RFL or RLF, I'm sorry. Bobby Russ. I missed quite a few comments. Hey, Royal. Aw, thank you. I hope you start painting again soon. No problem, into the weeds. All right, friends. See if I can get it without glare on it here. Got to move my microphone a little bit. What do y'all think of our fornication foliage? You think they could fornicate in there, y'all? Thank you, everyone. Thanks, McCather. Thanks, Holiday. I'll put up a close-up picture of it in my posts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Teffy. I know this is kind of a short live, friends. It actually didn't take me that long to do. Hey, Mandy J UK. Thanks, Ivona. Thank you, my husband, 1970. Malibu Barbie. Yeah, we won't let her ruin nature. It's just a little fornication foliage. That's all. Well, I hope everyone has a good day. Thank you for hanging out with me, friends. And like I said, I'll put a close up on it on a post. I know art is life way too short. I'm gonna do another live soon where we'll do a long reading. That way we all have plenty of time to chat. Have a good day, friends.